I stand here at the crossroads, the moon high in the night sky. I stand in my three forms as maiden, mother, and crone, guiding the way with my hound. Are you ready to accept what is right now, or do you want to walk firmly in the direction of possibilities? Take a moment to breathe, to focus on your attention, and let us guide you and surrender with action taken. Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, so this is a little practice that I do for myself. Just in a moment, I'll take a tarot deck. Any tarot deck will do. But I'm going to use the Universal Tarot because that's what Lisa has used in, or Mindful Tarot has used in her book. Okay, you can find Mindful Tarot on YouTube as a channel. Please check it out. Amazing range of thoughts and ideas and suggestions and just some really deep dives into tarot. So I love this Mindful Tarot book for many, many reasons. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do is just take a tarot deck, any tarot deck if you like. I'm going to use, of course, the Universal Tarot. I've just got the mini at this stage. So I'm going to take, oops, and one card flies out. And the card that flies out is the Five of Wands. Okay. So Five of Wands. Let me just zoom up in that one. 1 minute. Let me just... Okay, so I hope that's clear enough for you. Okay, so the Five of Wands. So what I want to do is go into Mindful Tarot. And I want to find Five of Wands, right? So we're going to go in. So we look for the fives. Okay, so we look for the fives first. I forget that this is all in numerology. So this is like the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. So now we're looking for the fives. Okay, so the five. So I want to read about what does five mean. Okay, fives talks about perspective. The fives require that we gain perspective. The stability of four relates to its grounded nature, to the four cardinal directions and the four corners that make a room. Five connotes that something extra that forces us to think about outside the box. To the four directions of Earth we add a fifth dimension, as Rachel Pollack puts it in Rachel Pollack's Tarot Wisdom, another great book to read. Our world becomes less stable, but our perspective broadens. This something extra might be the axis of time, bringing a sense of cause and effect to the four quadrants of Cartesian space. Or it might be the ethereal quintessence of medieval alchemy, the fifth element that transcends the physical realm. Five also marks the extra suit of trumps that 15th century players added to the ordinary deck of playing cards. And it comes to that trump, number 5, the Hierophant, and trump the 15, the devil. Both suggest that fives carry a strong sense of hierarchy. Thanks to the something extra of this number, we can now see above, between, and below. Where before we surveyed only a broad and equal plane, a new sense of social interconnection emerges. Each card encourages us to explore the relationships and relative positions of the central figures. With the five's sensitivity to time, each card also seems to depict a moment in ongoing narrative stories of gain and loss, mastery and defeat, cause and effect. Okay, so we think of fives. Right, let's connect to the devil. Let's bring out the devil, right? Because it seems to be that sort of connection. Okay, so we're looking at the 5. Okay, so it's talking about the positions of each person, that connection, that perspective. Asks you to look at each perspective of each person. How does each person in the situation feel about what's going on? Okay, so let's have a look at Five of Wands. Add a fifth staff to the 4 poles that it make our canopy in the 4 of Wands. Okay, so let's grab the 4 of Wands. This is quite good to sort of get a perspective. This is what about being mindful. The Mindful Tarot is all about. So let's have a look at the 4 of Wands first as we go through it. We want to explore each avenue of it all. Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands here. Let's grab the Four of Wands. Oops. So let's look at the Four of Wands. Okay, so what did I just say? Add a fifth staff to the 4 poles that carry our canopy in the Four of Wands. And we now have a restless sense of hierarchy, above, below, between. In its most benign forms, the Five of Wands evokes a creative and competitive spirit, where individuals hone their personal best in relation to others. In less benign forms, the Five of Wands is a card of politics, of striving against others in order to wrangle one's way up the greasy pole. As 19th century British statesman Benjamin Disraeli put it, moving up the ladder, grappling up the pole can be an energizing effort. It can also be bloody exhausting. Excuse the language. The Five of Wands could denote the energy of a team, like 5 separate fingers. These staffs could come together in one hand, one creative endeavor. Instead, the Waitsmith imagery portrays the concert of competitive spirits. Each individual's will stands alone against all others. What is the impact of such competition? Will it create a more vibrant, more loving, more fruitful and flourishing world? As others have pointed out, these 5 staffs could come together to form the 5-pointed perfection of the pentagram. How might the vitality of individuals come together to reveal something that we all have in common? That's the kind of energy that the wands can unleash, the energy that can transform not only a piece of the world for my benefit, but the entirety for the world for all of us. So isn't that interesting to think about in some way? So that's really interesting to look at, the Five of Wands. Okay, so the Five of Wands to me talks about a battle, a game, a mind games. Could be a sense of conflict. Now, that conflict could be with others, but it can also be that conflict that comes from within. So that's how I sort of see the Five of Wands in many ways. It's just some layers of the cards. There's, of course, many others depending on the context of the question, the surrounding cards, etc., etc. So, interesting, the Five of Wands with Mindful Tarot just gives you something sort of to reflect on, to contemplate, to think about in some way. Just a really small snippet of information without going too deep. So I love that. Really, really love that. So that's it for today. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.